The animal kingdom is awe-inspiring, teeming with creatures that walk, fly, crawl, and swim through every inch of the planet. Some dazzle us with beauty, others with intelligence. But behind the majesty of nature lurks a darker truth. Some animals are masters of death. Whether through sheer power, stealth, or deadly toxins, the most dangerous animals don't always look the part. Some will stalk you silently, some will outrun you, and some are so tiny you won't even know they've killed you until it's far too late. So, buckle up, because we're counting down the top 10 most dangerous animals in the world, and we're going far beyond fangs and claws. In the vast savannas of Africa, where lions prowl and hyenas howl at dusk, there's one creature that strikes fear even in the most experienced hunters. It doesn't hunt other animals, it doesn't have claws or fangs, and yet, the locals call it the Black Death. This is the Cape buffalo, an animal so temperamental and powerful, it's responsible for more deaths in Africa each year than any other large land mammal. At first glance, it looks almost like a cow, thick-set, muscular, grazing peacefully in the grasslands. But don't be fooled. Weighing over 1,900 pounds, the Cape buffalo is not just built like a tank, it thinks like one. It will defend itself with terrifying aggression and precision. Unlike predators that give chase, the buffalo's threat lies in its ambush tactics. Wounded buffalo have been documented circling back to kill hunters. Entire safari vehicles have been flipped over during encounters, and once it charges, it doesn't stop. Beneath the gentle waves of the Indo-Pacific lies a paradox, a creature no larger than a thumb, cloaked in beauty, but hiding a weapon deadlier than most snakes or spiders. The cone snail may look like a harmless seashell, but inside its ornate spiral shell lies one of the most complex chemical arsenals in the animal kingdom. This tiny predator uses a harpoon-like tooth to stab and inject its prey with a cocktail of over 100 different neurotoxins. These toxins don't just paralyze, they shut down your entire nervous system. Fish that get struck barely have time to react. The cone snail doesn't chase, it lets the venom do the work. The same sting that takes down a fish in seconds has killed unsuspecting humans. And the scariest part, you might not even feel the sting right away. Many victims report only mild tingling at first, before collapsing minutes later, unable to breathe or move. There's no known antivenom, and in several reported cases, death came not from pain, but from suffocation while the mind remained alert. In the emerald rainforests of Colombia, hidden beneath dripping canopies and moss-covered branches, lives a creature that looks like a living jewel. The golden poison dart frog isn't just one of the most vibrant animals on Earth, it's also one of the most dangerous. Its color isn't a coincidence. In nature, brightness is often a warning, and this frog is the ultimate warning sign. Its skin secretes a poison so potent that even touching it with an open wound can be fatal. One frog holds enough toxin to kill 10 fully grown men. The poison, batrachotoxin, prevents nerves from firing, leading to muscle failure, cardiac arrest, and death within minutes. For centuries, the indigenous Embera people have harnessed this toxin, carefully collecting it and applying it to the tips of hunting darts. The animals struck by these darts fall within seconds, paralyzed by the same chemical that evolved not for hunting, but for defense. Scientists believe the frog's toxicity comes from its diet in the wild, likely involving poisonous insects that feed on toxic plants. In captivity, where this diet is removed, the frogs lose their potency. It's as though their lethality is borrowed from their environment itself. In the warm coastal waters of Australia and Southeast Asia, something deadly floats almost unseen. With its translucent body and trailing tentacles, the box jellyfish seems harmless, but it's one of the most venomous animals known to man. Its tentacles can grow up to 10 feet long and contain thousands of conidocytes, tiny stinging cells that fire venom on contact. This venom attacks the heart, nervous system, and skin all at once. What's terrifying is how fast it acts. Swimmers can experience excruciating pain, difficulty breathing, and cardiac arrest within minutes. Some victims drown before even making it to the shore. Though fatalities are rare in recent years due to improved medical response, survivors often report that the pain alone was nearly unbearable, like being branded by fire from the inside out. Majestic and intelligent, the African elephant is often seen as a symbol of wisdom and peace. But in the wild, especially when provoked or protecting its young, this gentle giant can become one of the most destructive forces in the animal kingdom. Weighing up to 14,000 pounds and able to reach speeds of 25 miles per hour, elephants are not only physically formidable but also emotionally reactive. They've been known to charge vehicles, flatten crops, and even trample villages in regions where human-elephant conflict is common. What makes them especially dangerous is their memory. Elephants have shown signs of grief, revenge, and territorial aggression. In places where elephants have been hunted or harassed, they often retaliate, destroying structures, vehicles, or even people. In the brackish waters of northern Australia, Southeast Asia, and India, lurks a creature that hasn't changed much since the dinosaurs, because it hasn't needed to. The saltwater crocodile, or salty, is Earth's largest living reptile and honestly, one of its most efficient killers. Measuring up to 23 feet and weighing over a ton, it can launch out of the water with terrifying speed. And its bite? Well, it's the most powerful of any animal, strong enough to crush bone, snap limbs, and pull prey under in just seconds. Salties are ambush predators. They wait motionless, with only their eyes and nostrils above the water, and strike when their prey least expects it. The infamous death roll, a violent spinning motion, tears limbs clean off and drowns larger animals in moments. Unlike many predators, saltwater crocodiles actively prey on humans, especially near rivers and estuaries. It doesn't growl, stalk, or pounce. In fact, most people never even notice it. But the tiny Tsetse Fly, no bigger than a paperclip, is actually responsible for spreading one of the most devastating diseases in human history, African trypanosomiasis, better known as sleeping sickness. Once bitten, the infection moves silently through the bloodstream. The first symptoms are mild fever, headaches, maybe a bit of fatigue. But then, the parasite crosses into the brain. Hallucinations begin, coordination fails. Eventually, the victim slips into a coma, sometimes permanently. While medical advancements have reduced death tolls in recent years, outbreaks still occur in rural areas across sub-Saharan Africa. In regions where healthcare access is limited, this fly becomes more than just a pest. It's a slow-moving assassin. Its method of feeding is brutal. It soars into the skin and feeds directly on blood. Unlike mosquitoes that fly away unnoticed, the tsetse fly is bold and aggressive. And when it bites, it may be planting the seed of a long, cruel demise. With their rounded bodies and almost comical appearance, hippos are often mistaken for docile water giants. But nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, hippos kill more people in Africa each year than lions, leopards, crocodiles, or hyenas combined. They are fiercely territorial, especially in water. And their aggression isn't just instinctive, it's proactive. They will attack boats, vehicles, and anything they perceive as a threat. With canine teeth up to 20 inches long and jaws that can open to 150 degrees, they can easily crush a person or rip a canoe in half. What's more terrifying? Despite their size, they can run up to 30 kilometers per hour on land, faster than the average human. If you're between a hippo and the water, you're already in danger. And if you're in the water with one, you may never see the attack coming. It's easy to ignore. Just a small buzz, a minor itch, maybe even a drop of blood. But you know, the mosquito is actually the deadliest creature to ever live on Earth. Responsible for over 700,000 deaths every single year, mosquitoes don't kill directly. They transmit disease: malaria, dengue fever, Zika virus, yellow fever. Each of these illnesses has, honestly, reshaped human history. Entire wars have turned because of mosquito-borne epidemics. Civilizations have collapsed. And even today, millions remain vulnerable. The female mosquito is the culprit. She uses the blood of her victims to nourish her eggs, while unknowingly injecting parasites or viruses that will replicate inside the body. In warm, stagnant environments, mosquito populations explode, and with them, disease spreads like wildfire. With climate change, these killers are expanding their territory. What was once confined to the tropics is now creeping north and south, towards cities and countries once considered safe. The final creature on our list doesn't lurk in jungles or hunt at night. It doesn't bite, sting, or pounce, but it has done more damage than any predator in history. The most dangerous animal on Earth is us. Humans have not only dominated every environment on the planet, we've reshaped it entirely. We've driven hundreds of species to extinction, altered global weather systems, triggered mass deforestation, and turned entire oceans into dumping grounds. And unlike other animals, we don't kill for survival. We kill for profit, pride, and sometimes pleasure. From nuclear weapons to oil spills, from plastic choking the seas to wildfires consuming forests, we are the only species that wages war on its own planet. But we are also the only species that can change. The question is, will we? Danger in the animal kingdom doesn't always wear fangs or claws. It can float silently, buzz softly, or even stare at its own reflection. But behind every deadly creature lies a lesson about balance, about survival, and about ourselves. So the next time you step into nature, remember it's not just about fearing what could kill you. It's about respecting the world you share with them.